when we started working for them, well, I started. We was at Leoncito working for my dad, and I was small, and then we started riding horses when I was probably about 6, 7 years old. Started getting on some horses by ourselves, and my brother and I would go to the corral and get the rope the milk cows, calves, and ride them. Put the rope and ride them. We wanted to be cowboys. Yeah, and we started at that, and then we started roping the picket fence. And I said, some of these days maybe I'll learn how to go out rodeo or start roping.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, finally I
What do you mean by you started roping the picket fence? What did you do?
Oh, I had just roped the fence and rope one picket, 2 pickets, and I didn't quit that until I started catching 1 or 2, and then start moving back and start catching them 2 or 3 at a time, and then I says, oh, I getting it done. And I started going to the corral and roping the milk cows' calves, roping them. Mm-hmm. And then I says, oh, I like this. And that was a lot of fun. And then start getting bigger, and then start turning the calves out for Jim Espy when he was roping calves. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you went on the Roundup?
Oh, I must have been 16, 17, the first time I went on the Roundup. Mm-hmm. And because when they started the Roundup, we had to, they would call and see who was going to go. They would come to town and ask you if you wanted to go to the Roundup for 40, 45 days. And you had to, if you said yes, they would tell you what day they was going to pick you up. So you had to roll your bat, have it ready, your saddle, and they would come on in the truck and pick you up and take us where we was going to start. And then we started getting the remuda ready when we got there, all of us, and start getting your horses. We get 7 or 8 horses apiece. If you wanted a young horse to break, they would let you have, they would pay you for those to ride them.
Can you explain what the remuda means?
Oh, the remuda is, there was a person that, we had about 200 horses at the remuda. There was about, well, with the ranch hands all together, there must have been 25 of us on the gathering. But one guy would move the horses from camp to camp, because every morning you had to get up at 5 o'clock and roll your bed to move to another place the next night. Yeah.
And how did you eat?
Oh, as we were moving forward, we always used to have the Roundup. We do the sorting outside, the cutting. Mm-hmm. And as we was moving to the next place, we start gathering cattle, and we gathered cattle 200 or 300 and start sorting. And then we start moving the yearlings, the steers and heifers forward. As you were moving, you start moving forward. Put them in a small pastures, and then the next day, when we got a pretty good bunch, we take a bunch of cowboys and take them to the big pasture to get a bunch of them, and then start loading them in boxcars. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what kind of equipment did you need? Like, how did you eat when you were out there for so many days? What did you do?
We had the chalk wagon. We had the mules. On the chalk wagon, we had the chalk wagon had about 4 mules, and the bed wagon had about the same. Had a bed wagon and the chalk wagon, mm-hmm. And they would we move lunchtime. By the time we got gathered, start gathering the Roundup, and getting close to where the camp was going to be, the cook had lunch for us, coffee. As we changed horses to start sorting, you always kept the best horses to sort cattle. And then you go have coffee or a bite to eat, before lunch, and start cutting. And we done that. And then, because you always use the best horses for the cutting. You ride the broncs in the morning together, and then you save the good horses for the cutting. And then you cut